Hi, everybody.
Hey.
I'm Laurie.
And I'm Gary.
And we are
Laurie and Gary Cruise.
Welcome back to our channel. That's his
That's my impersonation of a horn.
Which we heard a lot on our last cruise.
Yeah.
We went through some serious fog, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get down to the video. We have been having some inquiries from some of our subscribers asking for advice on if they happen to cruise out of New York City.
What would they do?
What would they do?
They're going to come here 2 or 3 days early, and they want to check out the town. And we've got some advice for you guys.
Yeah, like where should they stay? Where are some good places they can go? Before we get into it, I just want to say this is not a how to save money in New York. Now, we do have some small tips on how to save money on different things, but the overall point of this video is just what would we do if we were visiting New York City 2 or 3 days before our cruise and we wanted to explore and basically our favorite things.
Yeah, New York City's not inexpensive, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's not inexpensive.
Even things that will save you money will still cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But what gives us the knowledge? Really, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So, Gary, when did you move to New York City?
I moved here in 1993, so that's 31 years, if my math is correct.
Wow.
31 years, so I've been quite along, and I've been a New York actor all that time.
Good math, baby.
Yeah.
I'm so proud.
Just like that.
He's the English teacher.
Former English teacher for only 2 years, but I've been an actor for 40, so... And I've lived in New York, like I said, for 31 years. And you were born in the area.
So I was born on Long Island, in Port Washington, Long Island, if anyone knows it, which is a suburb of New York City. I grew up going into Manhattan for shows with my family, going to museums, with my school on field trips. So I've been to the city a lot. And then in 1997, I went to school in the city. I lived in the city for 2 years in the East Village and in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And then I moved to LA for 5 years, toured as a performer for 2 years, moved back to the city for a year, and then went back to school on Long Island, and then met this feller. When did we meet? When was our first date?
2011.
2011.
2011, baby.
We met.
2011.
I would say I moved in like a year and a half later.
Yeah, something like that. A couple of years, maybe.
Yeah. So I've been living here. And,
in Manhattan.
And we also want to state, we live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
We live right near Midtown, right near Penn
We live what they call the city.
Yeah.
So in all 4 other boroughs, like Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, they call this the city, and we live in the city. We've lived here a long time, so we know what to do, where to go, how to get there, and we're going to take it from there.
So first, in terms of where to stay, now there are 3 major cruise ports, and where are they, baby?
One's in Bayonne, New Jersey, which is only about a 20-minute drive from here, from our apartment in the city.
I believe it also goes by Liberty, New Jersey on the cruise ship.
Yes, yes. And one is only 5 blocks away from us in the Hudson River. That's a major.
It's 5 Avenue blocks. And,
yes.
And then it's up on 59th Street. And that's where a lot of Norwegian cruise ships leave from. And I think Carnival cruise ships.
Virgin's going to go out of there, right? No.
I think Virgin's a Brooklyn one.
Brooklyn. Yeah, that's the other one we wanted to talk about. Brooklyn. So there's Bayonne, New Jersey, here in Manhattan, and Brooklyn. Right.
So no matter where your cruise port is, we recommend staying in Times Square.
Yeah. That's where the action is.
That's where the action is.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, but being that everything is there, you will save money on traveling different places because you can walk to so many different places from there, or take a subway to different places, or hail a cab easy when you're there.
Most places are within walking distance, though. I mean, a lot of places. I wouldn't say most places, but a lot of places are within walking distance.
And even the New Jersey port is only about a 20 to 30 minute cab ride from Times Square. And usually it's no traffic because for the most part, we find that the cruise ships tend to leave on a Saturday or a Sunday. Mm-hmm. So it's super easy to get to.
So we leave early, and so there's literally almost zero traffic.
Zero traffic.
We're there in 20 minutes.
And
25 minutes.
Before we switch topics, I want to say, personally, we have two hotels that we would recommend. One of them is the Westin. I've been to the bar in the Westin.
She loves the bar.
I love the bar there. I just find it super chill and relaxing. Royal Caribbean's buses used to leave from there, so I believe Royal Caribbean might have a partnership with them.
We left from there once.
Yeah, we left on a bus from there once. Yeah. A little restaurant there has really good food, and the drinks there are really good if you're a drinker. And I just think it's a really pretty hotel. I've never stayed in a room there, but it's a really pretty hotel. But the number one hotel we have to recommend,
Marriott
Marquis,
the Marriott
in Times Square.
Yeah,
it's just a super cool hotel. It's flashy and touristy
and overlooks Times Square. It's really the place to be.
We love it.
Yeah,
and there's also a Broadway theater in the hotel. Yeah. So you can go see a Broadway show without stepping out of your hotel.
Exactly.
It's perfect.
That's right. It's right in the theater district. Right there. It's all right there.
So this brings us to suggestion number 2 that we think you should do, which is you're in New York City. You gotta go to a Broadway show!
Oh, yeah. Go to a Broadway show. There's like 60 Broadway shows going on at any one different time.
Baby, what is our current favorite Broadway show?
Oh, Back to the Future. She's seen that 3 times. I've seen it twice. That's how good it is.
Well, if you love the movie, you'll love the show.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't like the movie, you won't like the show.
The special effects in that show are tremendous.
But the acting is too. Yeah. It's one of those shows where the acting and the special effects are both good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tell them about TKTS.
If you're looking at Broadway tickets through the internet and going, wow, these are $400 each. I can't afford that.
Yeah.
Well, there's different ways to get discounts. One, you can find lots of discount codes that you can use on Ticketmaster or Telecharge, which are the 2 main ticketing companies for Broadway shows. You can find discount codes on Playbill.com, BroadwayWorld.com. Also, if you want to wait, when you get to the city, the next cheapest thing you can do is go to TKTS.
That's right in the heart of Times Square.
It's in the heart of Times Square. Now, let me tell you, there is a line. You do have to wait on a long line in the height of when it's December, but more times than not, what I have done is gone like an hour and 15 minutes before the show I want to see.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's like when they release the house seats.
Right.
So
now house seats, for those of you who don't know, are like 7 rows up, dead center, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, perfect seats.
Now, there's no guarantees, but I certainly don't think you have to queue up so much in advance. There is an app that you can download to see what shows have been selling there. It's not always consistent. If a show sells out, it's not going to be available there for a discount. Right. And they also have discounts usually starting at 50%, but sometimes there's only 25% discounts, and a 25% discount isn't that great for a Broadway show. So you might want to keep your eye open on what's going for 50 instead of what's going for 25. But the cheapest way to see a Broadway show in New York City, unless you have connections to get free tickets, is to do a rush ticketing or lottery.
Yeah.
Different shows have different things. The lottery, most of it is done online now. There's a couple of lotteries where you can still go to the theater and put your name in a bucket. Yeah. I think Wicked still does that, but most of it's online. It's hard to win. You can only win up to 2 tickets, but when you win, you usually win tickets between $25 and $50. Good seats.
Yeah, good seats.
But
for $25 or $50.
I myself prefer rush tickets because...
Yeah, explain what that is.
Rush tickets usually starts when the box office opens. Depending on what show you're trying to see, you should start queuing up anywhere from 2 hours to like 45 minutes before the show. If it's a super hot ticket, people will queue up hours and hours and hours before. If the show is kind of not doing that well, you can literally just pop in like 5 minutes before and get a ticket.
Yeah.
But again, it's usually, sometimes it's only one ticket per person, but it's usually 2 tickets per person. As the same deal, usually $25 to $50 tickets. And
Cheap.
some shows do rush ticketing, but only with a student ID. So make sure you Google all the different rules. But anyway, we recommend seeing a Broadway show no matter what. If you can't afford full price, do the rush or the lottery, but to see a show.
Who wants to come to New York City and not see a Broadway show? You got to see a Broadway show.
Right?
Okay, let's move on.
Right.
Okay, what I would recommend, which is only about, let's see, maybe 4 blocks from us.
He's looking out the window, by the way.
Yeah, the window.
Like,
it's about 4 or 5 avenues away, actually.
because it's literally
It's just right
right there.
Yeah. It's called the High Line.
The High Line.
And it's 1.5 miles, and it's a walking area with kiosks here and there as you go.
Broken down, old, janky train tracks.
Yeah, it used to be train tracks, and now it's very popular. And if you want to see great views of the city,
and of New Jersey,
city skyline, and New Jersey skyline, this is the place to go. It's 1.5 mile walk, so well worth it. And everybody goes there. I like to walk there too. It's a nice walk up and back. What's next?
Number 4 with
South Street Seaport. Yeah. South Street Seaport. Talk about that a little bit, babe.
Oh, the South Street Seaport. Well, I take a flexibility class down there, but
it's way at the tip of Manhattan, way at the bottom tip of the southern tip of Manhattan. It's a gorgeous area.
So it's kind of got cobblestone streets. There's lots of shops, restaurants.
300-year-old cobblestone streets.
But the main reason we're recommending you cruisers to go to South Street Seaport is because it's an old seaport. There's ships.
Ships there that are 100
There's
years old.
ships, you can walk on them, and
yeah, they let you walk on them.
I wrote
100-year-old ships. You wrote it down, didn't you?
I wrote the names down.
Yeah.
So there's museums, and then there's ships that you can get on, and one is from 1885, and it's called the Waver Tree. Another one is from.
These are tall ships, by the way. These are tall ships.
Yeah, and one is 1908 lightship Ambrose. And then
what's that 1930 tugboat?
Another one's a tugboat from the 1930s called the WO. This is just
whatever that means.
Wikipedia. Anyway, I've been there before. The ships are really cool. It's a really neat place to walk around. You guys are cruisers.
Great shopping. You
need to be by the water. You need to be by an old port. Go to South Street.
So many things to do here, and you got to get here a couple of days before the cruise anyway. So this is what we're telling you to do in the meantime before the ship sails.
All right. Next up, number 5, Statue of Liberty and
Ellis Island. That's where everybody came in from.
Everyone's always like, Statue of Liberty, Statue of Liberty, Statue of Liberty. But when we went to the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, I personally preferred Ellis Island.
I did too. Everybody who comes here to the United States, back in the, I'd say 1910, maybe the late 1800s, early 1900s, they all, before they came to the United States, they had to go through Ellis Island to get registered before they could come in here.
So this is where the majority of your relatives checked in. I believe it was operable as a check-in area till the 1940s. We really need to look it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's really cool with lots of history.
It's huge in there.
Now, the Statue of Liberty is still cool too. 9 times out of 10, the damn crown is closed. You can't walk up all the way.
Yeah.
Although
I think it's closed all the time.
You really should, if you're about to go on a cruise and eat all that food, walking up to the top of the Statue of Liberty. That would be great exercise.
You think you don't realize how big it is until you're there and you look up and you go, oh my Lord, this is huge. It's really cool.
And the best part about going to both of them is it's a ferry ride.
Oh yeah,
you
get to see the skyline, New York City and Jersey City. It's amazing.
It's really nice. So
Okay, what's next? Where to eat? Sardi's, famous restaurant
in Times Square area.
Yes, it opened up in 1927, actually.
Especially if you like theater and if you do like Broadway, but not just Broadway, but theater in general. It's got paintings on the wall of
sketches.
What's
sketches.
his name? I can't think of his name. Oh my God.
What's his name?
Al Hirschfeld.
Al Hirschfeld. Al Hirschfeld.
Al Hirschfeld.
And all the walls are sketches of stars.
Broadway
Broadway
stars.
stars, movie stars.
Everything.
Yeah.
And the food is good.
Food's great.
And if you happen to be in one of the actors' unions.
Oh, yeah. You know, all you got to do, if you go in there, you say, I'm an actor. Can I see the actor's menu? And it's half off the regular menu. You want to do that. You used to have to show your actor's equity card, but you don't have to anymore. You can just go in there and say, I'd like to see the actor's menu. They hand you the same menu that the other people get, only it's half off. Totally recommend that.
So, yeah.
And I've done it many times.
Where-
Half off.
Where else do we recommend to eat, Bibs?
Half off.
Oh, the View. So
View, that's at the Marriott,
that's
right?
at the Marriott Marquis. So that was our
Yeah.
number one recommendation for places to stay because it has one of our favorite restaurants.
Yeah, and it's a circular restaurant, so it goes real slow.
It's at the top.
It's at the very top, and you can't tell it's moving unless you look outside real close, and you can see it moving. It's spectacular views.
Now, the food is good. It's not the all-time best ever. You do go for the View, and the service is really good too.
Thus the name,
when
The
I was
View.
there. The View. Anyway, we love it. We go there for almost all of our anniversaries.
Anniversaries, yeah.
Except
but
now we try to get on cruises for our
then-
anniversaries. But until we became cruise freaks, we always went there.
The View restaurant at the Marriott.
We also recommend Carmine's popular Italian restaurant.
That's in the theater district as well.
I wouldn't go with just one other. I would go if you're in New York City with a family.
Yeah.
Because the portions are huge, and I
Huge.
feel like it's a family restaurant.
Yeah, and it's served family style, isn't it?
Yeah.
They serve big
It's-
plates of corn, big plates of green bean, big plates of fried
Well, it's
chicken or whatever.
Italian. I don't know if they have corn. It's Italian.
Well, they have Italian corn, baby.
They have Italian corn. Okay. they serve Italian corn.
Yeah.
Another place. It's a total tourist trap, but you know what? We're here for it.
What?
Ellen's Stardust Diner.
Oh, right. That's on Broadway.
It's up more in the 50s. The waiters
51st Street.
the waiters sing. It's got diner style food.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally overpriced, but you know what? It's awesome. It's so much fun.
It's right next to the Winter Garden Theater, which is another Broadway theater, right next to
Well,
it.
that's where Back to the Future is. So,
Yeah.
And if you go on a weekend, it will be extra crowded, but 9 times out of 10, if you're here for a cruise, your cruise might leave Saturday. So if you come to New York City for Wednesday or Thursday, I would recommend going one of those days. It'll be a little less crowded than on a weekend, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you want to go carte blanche first class and you want the best steak in the world, Keen's Restaurant. KEEN''S. Keen's Restaurant.
Now
Google it. Look it up.
That's in the 30s. It's been there forever. My grandfather used to take my father there as a treat for lunch. It is old. It is traditional. Everything's amazing.
That was Theodore Roosevelt's favorite restaurant, actually, as a matter of fact.
And it's our favorite. I think it's our favorite restaurant.
It's our favorite steak place, for
steak
sure.
place, for sure.
Yeah, and the huge servings.
And our favorite lobster.
Oh,
place.
yeah. Oh, my gosh. I forgot about that. Yeah, we've had lobster there. We've had steak there. We've been there several times. Totally recommend that. Keen's. Look it up. Yeah.
So now, something random to switch it up.
That's it, man.
There is a little divey Ethiopian food place called Queen of Sheba's.
Yeah.
This is in the Hell's Kitchen area. Hell's Kitchen is kind of west of Times Square, so all within walking distance from Times Square.
Right.
Have you ever had Ethiopian food? It's so good.
It's really good. I never had it before, and she took me there, and I went, wow, what flavors.
And it's pretty inexpensive because you can get like...
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not
You
bad.
get like a huge plate of food for like $20. Those are a couple of restaurants that stick out in our mind, but if none of those sound good to you, we recommend you go to Restaurant Row. That's on 46th Street.
Right.
Between 8th and 9th Avenues, or like 8th and, I would say 10th, 8th and
Yeah,
10th.
it goes for a couple of avenues, right?
Yeah.
There's dozens of restaurants.
Dozens of
there.
restaurants. A lot of them have prefix menus.
A lot of Broadway actors and other stars go there. They frequent those places. So if you want to go star searching, those are the restaurants to look for.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's all we have to say for people who are coming to New York who wants to go on a cruise and are going to get there a couple of days early. Right? Right?
What do you think of our recommendations? Have you ever been to New York City? Do you think our ideas are completely stupid? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, let us know. But our comments are great. I'll tell you that right now.
Or if you liked us, maybe you want to hit that
Like and subscribe button.
with the
Notification bell.
It really supports our channel and we so appreciate
Oh,
it.
we totally appreciate it.
Well, that's all for us.
Yeah.
For now. Until the next time, I'm Laurie.
And I'm Gary.
And we want you to
Live your best cruise life. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.